Welcome to the Healing Light Wellness Podcast. I'm Charlene Smart. My purpose in this world is to bring healing and peace into the lives of women just like you. Well, hello there, my dear, and welcome. I was sitting here with a cup of coffee, a pair of shorts, and a seam ripper. See, I spent the last hour, yes, an hour, I am not a seamstress, hemming a pair of jeans, only to find that one pant leg was too long. And so that meant I needed to take out the seam ripper and get to work. And as I was removing each one of those stitches, I realized that this is exactly like life. See, I spent the entirety of my life becoming the fabulous me, only to find that I too, just like the jeans, were not perfect, and decided a while ago that it was time to take the seam ripper to my life. See, we experience things in our life which dictate how we're going to react in the here and now. I had experiences in my life that molded me into somebody who didn't believe she was enough, didn't believe that the people who surrounded her loved her enough, could love her enough. There was nothing lovable about me. Okay, before we continue, I just want you to know that we're going to get real right now. We are going to get so real that it's taking my breath away. And I don't actually know why I'm struggling to share this. I believe why I'm struggling to share this is because I'm not that person anymore. And standing on this side, I actually am embarrassed, astonished, and a little freaked out that I used to be the person we're going to talk about. So bear with me as I explain to you that my past and my experiences taught me who I was. They taught me things like, you're not enough and you're never going to be enough. It told me I wasn't smart enough. It also taught me that I was only good for what I could give to someone, what I could provide them. It taught me that I wouldn't succeed in anything that I did. It taught me many more things. But the point is that it kept me stuck right where I was. It is so scary. And not because of you, but it is so scary to share this because I am so not that girl anymore. I never want to feel like I'm not enough anymore. I never want to feel like I can't succeed. And I never want to feel like I am unlovable. And currently I don't feel that way. But when I think of the girl who used to feel that way, and she's me, she's part of me, my heart is bleeding for her. Thank you for being patient with me. So sitting here in front of you today, I am so grateful that I did take the seam ripper to my life. I chose what seemed scary at the time. And even now looking back, I can remember that it was very scary. But I chose to take the seam ripper and begin to rip away my energetic and emotional connection to the moments who had taught me that I wasn't enough, that I was unlovable, that I was just worth nothing but what I could provide somebody. I want you to know that no matter what you have in your life, you can choose to take the seam ripper to it. You can choose to disconnect yourself from everything you have learned along the way. What I found in my healing is that although I felt this way, it was usually brought on and instilled by another person. I do not believe I was brought into this world and I felt like not enough. I believe that that was a learned trait along the way. And I believe that because I was able to take the seam ripper and clear myself of those connections, just like you can. It was tedious and sometimes painful, just like ripping out the seam on these shorts. But it was so worth it. Do you know how I know it's worth it? Because I'm standing here and my heart is bleeding for the girl that I remember, but I cannot even connect with today. I know a lot of us have things in their lives that have taught them that they're less than. They shouldn't reach for their dreams because they'll never attain them. That it's just not in the cards for them. But that's a lie. That's a lie that our past tells us. See, our past dictates our present and ultimately our future. It tells us what we should be expecting. It tells us what decisions we should make. It tells us how we should act and react to the things that happen to us in this life. But I am here to tell you that freedom is absolutely possible. That little girl inside of me, that 40-year-old that is back there, who believed she wasn't enough, who believed that she couldn't reach and attain her dreams. She's free now. My friend, as I sit here recalling the person I used to be, I can do so with love and understanding, but I'm also doing a celebratory dance and confetti is falling from the sky because I am not her any longer. I chose to rip the seams between my here and now and my past. And what that did for me was completely open up this thing called freedom. And I know we use the word freedom an awful lot. Everybody wants freedom, financial freedom, and it gets used so much. But I have spent lots of time trying to find another or better word for it than freedom. But that is exactly what it is. And that is exactly what I feel today, sharing this little part of my story. I am so glad that I took the seam ripper to my life. It was tedious work at times and painful once in a while. But that pain lasted just a moment, where before it was lasting every single day. If you are struggling with anything, your struggles are going to be different than mine. Our experiences were completely different. But I encourage you to at least consider taking the seam ripper to your life. You do not need to continue to be stuck where you are, which, my friend, is in the past. You have the opportunity to stand in the here and now, free of all of those shadows. I know you can do it because I have done it myself. I would never ask you to do something that I haven't done. So, if you are ready to take the seam ripper and begin the journey of pulling each and every one of those stitches away from your past, I'm always here and eager to help. Now, it may sound like this is going to be forever, that healing is way too big, Why would I start? Because it's going to take me so long. But if you have ever used a seam ripper on a pair of jeans or on a piece of clothing at all, you'll know that sometimes it does force us to rip one stitch at a time. However, just like in our healing journeys, there are times when you can perfectly rip one seam and pull, and the rest of the seams release. And that is exactly what is possible for you. So don't look at how much time healing is going to take. The first step is to make the choice to grab that seam ripper and begin healing. Again, if you're interested in allowing me to join you on this journey, please reach out and schedule a session. As I sit here at the end of this episode, I'm hoping that today has left you with some hope and maybe inspired you to begin the process or to continue the process of healing. With everything in my heart and my soul, I wish you only the best. And until we meet again, may your day be filled with love and light. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow the show and share with your friends and loved ones. And if you'd like to connect with me, you can find the link in today's episode notes.